Hello, Drecker. How are you? Good morning. Nice to see you again. Excuse me. Long time no see. Heard you've been creating CLI. Yeah, long time no see indeed. I've been here though. I don't know where you've been, but I've been here. Yes, I've been working on several projects over the last 6 months. But yeah, what we're doing right now is we're basically killing time between working on a larger personal finance app while we do some testing and production with it. Good morning, Oblivion. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I heard Go is good at making CLIs. I think Go is good for making CLIs. I personally prefer C Sharp whenever I have a good excuse to work in it. So almost everything I build is typically C Sharp unless there's a really good reason to use something else, you know? But Go's a nice language. That was a fun language to learn. Faux show. Oh. All right, here we are. Hmm. All right, y'all are going bye-bye. Good morning, Delusional Dev. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. What is the error I'm staring at? So you're not compatible with net 8. Why is it not compatible with net 8? It should be. Oh, probably because the target is not net 8. That makes sense. Okay, we got some tests to write. Mini tests. I guess let's start with the commands. That probably makes the most sense. Let's see. Let's start with the set command. So I guess the main things we want to test is the create, and then we probably want to be able to test the handle async, which we can call from the create. So let's go here. Let's add a command. Let's actually add a integration. Let's do unit. Whoops. Directory. Unit. And then we'll do commands. We'll say set command factory tests. Hello, Alan. What goes into making a CLI tool? Typically, it's just you decide what you want your CLI to do and how you want it to be shaped and what you want the API to look like, and then you build it. And depending on the language, that can take different shapes. So if you're building it in TypeScript, it can just be a single TypeScript file that you call node-index.cs and you're off to the races. If you're in Go, it can be a single main.go file that you compile to a binary. In Rust, same idea. In .NET, it's just a console project. It just depends on kind of what toolchain you're using. But the first step is just to figure out like what you want the CLI to do, and then start implementing around that. So Twitch chat isn't popping up. Huh. Well, that's weird. Time to do a little troubleshooting. Which? Where are you? Yep, I don't see it. Alright, let's try to disconnect. Reconnect. Hello? Alright, so I can send. There we go. Huh. Wonder why it wasn't coming through. Now we're back. We're back! We're so back! Twitch chat's working again. It's so back. How much does the choice of language matter in building a tool or project? I don't particularly think it matters a terrible ton these days. Most languages can accomplish most things particularly well, and most things that you want to accomplish have probably been accomplished in whatever language that you prefer. So I think it has far more to do with like personal preference than really anything else. Why is this telling me to convert to a block scope namespace? Yo, David Bailey is here. He is in the message. I saw Oblivion's message popped up, but when I wrote, there was nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Oblivion's did come through, but I'm not sure why yours didn't, Brain Dead Engineer. I blame you. I think you broke Twitch chat. I don't know why that's telling me to do that. Huh. You bring too much heat for Twitch chat? Yeah, that's not a problem I have to worry about. Alright, public void create. When called, it should return expected command. So, what do we expect here? I guess what we expect is var result equals system under test dot create. And then I think we just want to assert, let's see, result dot name should dot be set, and then result dot arguments that should be equivalent to And let's see what this is. This is an I list. So let's say this is equivalent to a new list of argument. And it should have a key argument. That is a type string. And it should have a new argument string of type value. Alright, .NET test and see what we broke. What's up, Yusuf? Do you have any recommendations on how to understand this tree data structure? I can't seem to understand any shit about it. Not really. Maybe draw some pictures. Maybe have Gemini explain it to you at different levels of compass competency. Like maybe say like, I'm a 10th grader. Please explain a tree data structure to me. I'm a second year college student, right? Maybe try that. Maybe try having it illustrate some ASCII diagrams. Whenever I'm struggling to understand something, teaching it is usually very helpful. So, whenever I was in college and I was struggling with something, I would usually get a whiteboard and sit my wife down on the couch and make her listen to what I was learning. More so for my benefit than to hers, because when you have to teach something, it oftentimes very quickly exposes where you have a lack of understanding. So that's always helpful. So it might be a good approach there. Good morning, Kale. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, sir. Thanks for being a member again. Appreciate you. You've put me on the bash scripting rabbit hole after I installed OMyPosh, built myself a bash environment, then had to make TUI tools. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, there's actually a bash course that I'd like to take. I took a bash course through Free Code Camp, but I'd like to take Dave Eddy's bash course. It's what is it? You suck at programming. ysap.sh. Yeah, this thing. I want to sit down and I'd like to give him some money and sit down and take his course because I think it'd be good. Yeah, he's super good. Yeah, yeah, he's very very good. Shout out to let's see. Looks like a great course. I think that'd be a fun one to do on stream actually. Although I've never like watched videos and learned while streaming. I don't know how that would go, but I think that would be a fun thing to do. Oh, I forgot to mark this with fact. I made a loading bar using his tutorial. Very cool. Yeah, he's got all kinds of crazy bash stuff he does. Let's see. Expected property result argument 0.parents to be a collection with 0 items.
Did we just become best friends?
Hey, KO, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate that.
Did we just become best friends?
Dr. Scottnum, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you. Huh. Expected property results dot description to be null. Oh, I guess I should probably assert on those.
Did we just become best friends?
Ruland, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Very kind. Oops. Hello, Titty Paxi. I have to say, saying your username kind of makes me laugh every time I say it. Let's see, description. Oops. Cannot press the right buttons. What is property results dot arguments dot parents? What is dot parents? Result arguments dot parents. That's not even a. Huh. Get to the parent symbols. I don't even know what this is. Okay, let's just change this to should dot contain. There we go. Alright, I need to see what's in here. So parents is an I enumerable. Oh, we're not writing TypeScript. Let's see, var symbol in console dot write symbol dot name. I have to do something special to get the output, don't I? By the way, stop using Go as you saw, and now making the TUI as easy as fuck. Oh, are you in Discord? What's your name in Discord? Were you the person that was complaining about Bubble tea. Are you Ravok Darrell in Discord? Yeah, nice. Well, I personally like bubble tea, but if you find working with C++ easier for you, more power to you, man. Love it. Mark, man, having a bad day. I got a notice to explain from HR due to mistakes. I can't help. I don't know how to explain myself because what I did was a wrong decision. I didn't intend to disobey orders. Ah, that sucks, dude. I've never had to be called in front of HR before. Usually, if HR gets involved, that means you've done something like usually in my experience, usually HR doesn't get involved when it's related to job performance. So that's too bad, man. I feel for you. Well, I hope it works out. All right, I'm gonna do this instead. Bar expected command equals new command. Yeah, dude, I wish I had something I could say to help you. I've just never been in that spot, you know? Never never been there before. But sending you positive vibes. I hope it works out okay. Sir, you don't like VS Code? No, I like VS Code. Yeah, VS Code's great. Expected result dot zero dot parents to be argument, but it contains a cyclical reference. I don't understand the don't understand. Let's see, awesome assertions, cyclical references. You should use ignoring cyclical references when comparing complex objects. Hey, what's up, crew? How are you? Yeah, it has been a long time, man. Long time no see. Let's do. I'm grinding on job. Got a new job a month and a half ago as a rendering engineer. Well, congratulations on the new job, man. That's awesome. That's really cool. Congratulations. Takes a lot of work to get a job, man. Let me cause chaos, anyways. Good morning. Well, I wish I had more positive things to say about your HR situation. Bubble tea plus lip gloss makes things way more complicated than they would have to be, in my opinion. Oh, well, that's okay. You're allowed to have that opinion. I personally found working with bubble tea and lip gloss very nice and a great experience. And based on the popularity of bubble tea, it seems like a lot of other engineers have felt the same way. But I'm sure there's people like you who also don't enjoy it. Oh, also about the VS Code comment. Yes, I like VS Code, and I particularly admire the team behind VS Code. I just have gone on a NeoVim side quest for the last 12 months or so, and have really enjoyed working with NeoVim. But I use VS Code at least every other day, if not daily. I kind of go back and forth. Some days I'm exclusively in NeoVim, then some days I'm in VS Code, then some days I do a little of both. So I'm not one of those people that's a zealot about this shit, you know? It's none of this is really that deep. So I just use what I enjoy and what the task at hand calls for. Steven, are you using Vim to code? Let's see. You mean Vim Motions? Is that what we're talking about? Because I am using Vim Motions, and I use Vim Motions everywhere. I use it in Visual Studio, I use it in VS Code, I use it in Writer. Wherever I write code, I now have Vim Motion set up. Being a zealot is meaning we must draw lines in the sand. Oh God, that kind of actually. I know. I'm hoping it's kind of a joke. Also, good morning, James. AI rules, by the way. But yeah, I just I think it's so fucking stupid the way people are zealots about their tools and their languages and their OSs and all this dumb shit while kids starve in the world. I think it shows a complete lack of perspective. I say use the things you enjoy, use the things that make you want to build more things and code more, and leave the rest. You know. I mean, which IDE is you using now to code? The IDE I'm using right now is NeoVim. NeoVim. And you can find out more about it at neovim.io. Money is main reason. Well, I think it's lame. I think it's stupid. Good morning, King Brownie. Nice to see you. Lord Digital. Where did you learn Vim Motions? I just by doing. That like literally I installed NeoVim January of 2025 and I just started using it every day. And man, was it painful at first. I'm not gonna lie, it was painful. I felt like I was tripping over my fingers and I missed VS Code a heck of a lot. But I just stuck with it, you know? I just stuck with it. I wonder, is there a way that I can check on... That should not be null. Alright, and then create... I think we can also result dot parse. Yeah, so we can actually parse here. So then the question becomes, let's see, create when called. It should require key argument. It should return command that requires I don't work in IT. I'm trying to, but with experienced programmers out of luck, it makes it a hard barrier for entry. I'll stick with it, man. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it, man. It's just persistence. If you don't give up, the outcome's inevitable. Titty Paxi. I will try to use it. Go for it. You don't have to use it though, man. You don't have to use NeoVim. You don't have to use Vim Motions. You can use whatever tools you want. I spent the first 5 years of writing code primarily in Visual Studio Code, and I don't think there's really a reason that you have to go out of your way to try anything different. But if you're curious and you have some free time on your hands and you're looking for a side quest, it's fun. Brain dead engineer. By the way, tutor will give you a tutorial. Nice. Well, that's very cool. Lively settle. Hi, Stephen. Will you try the Z IDE? It has inbuilt Vim motions. I've tried the Z IDE. It didn't do it for me. That was probably 6 months ago, though, so I'm sure it's changed a lot, but it didn't do it for me. But if you are enjoying Zed, more power to you. If only programming wasn't fun, I'm also giving up. Dude, programming's a blast. Programming, it to me is as much fun as playing video games. I mean, it's purely preference. You can use whatever you want to code. People like me use NeoVim because it loads fast. I can edit code faster, and I can change everything in the way I want. Yeah, I don't even think you need a reason to like what you like. I mean, that's the whole idea behind preference. Like, why do I love my wife more than any other woman on planet Earth? Because she's the person I picked. Why do I like to use NeoVim? Because I like to use NeoVim. You don't have to have a fucking dissertation to justify the shit you use or the shit you like, you know? You can just be it can just be your preference. Kale Steven, fork, tree sitter, NeoVim? Hell no. Hell no. I do not want to be responsible for any popular open source project. Developers are the fucking worst customers. The worst customers. Why anybody would want to serve that community, I have no idea. They're the fucking worst, man. It's a bunch of like whiny, entitled, overly opinionated, picky, expect everything for nothing, think they know everything. Yeah, it's a like I don't know why anybody would want to be responsible for those projects. And I think that NeoVim tree sitter maintainer, I think he should have fucking deleted the repo. He should have just or made it private. I mean, the dude's a professor. He's a like an established professor at a university, and he was spending his free time to help contribute to a plugin that made everyone's NeoVim experience kick ass, and people just bitched and complained because they couldn't figure out how to pin their plugin to a particular commit that worked for them. Stupid, man. Fucking stupid. Thank you for all I will try to learn in my free time. Yeah, do whatever you want, man. It's your life. Spend it however you want to spend it. There's no pressure. No pressure for me, at least, to try anything different. Dr. Scott now. Hey, I feel a bit embarrassed for saying, but have been let go since 1 year. You shouldn't be embarrassed, man. Getting let go is something that happens to everybody. I've been let go before in my life. So it happens. It's not a moral reflection. Wanted to ask for advice as previous jobs used terrible tech stack, R Shiny, and Python. Huh. Yeah, I've never used R Shiny. I've used Python, but never worked in a place where Python was like the main language as part of the stack. So I don't can't really speak to those. I guess my advice would be if you got laid off, my number one advice would be figure out how to get a job so you can get income. Because that would be my biggest concern if I got laid off is having income not coming in. Manish, about Rust. How was your fight with the borrow checker? Yeah, it was frustrating at times. The borrow checker was very frustrating at times. Uh, I still find lifetimes to be a little fuzzy for me. I probably need to spend some more time working with those, particularly when you start dealing with like generics. Lifetimes get a little bit weird for me. Like I've been using some libraries in Rust that use lifetimes heavily, and so maybe I need to sit down and write a more complex library or something. But yeah, the borrow checker, you get used to it after a while though. You start realizing as long as you remember that you can have as many references at any one time as you like, but you can only have one mutable reference, right? Once you start like remembering those rules, it gets a little bit easier. And then once you start also thinking about when you're passing data around, when you start thinking about, do I need to read from this data or do I need to write to this data, then it gets much easier to decide like, am I passing a reference or am I not, right? So I think it gets easier the more you work with it, just like with anything, but it is a little foreign at first. By the way, Steven, could you pull your cam on the Twitch stream up so we can read the messages as well? Oh, you mean down below? Oh, that's a good point, because it's blocked. Yeah, I could do that. One sec. I forgot about that. I'm moving my camera up on Twitch. I'm doing it 1 pixel at a time. There you go. Is that better? Dude, I get so anal about this stuff. I want it to line up just perfectly. There we go. I think that's better. There you go. Now you can read the message a little better. I got laid off during first minutes of COVID. That's rough, dude. Yeah, I've been laid off before. I've only been laid off once, but I have been laid off. Especially AI customers. Onslaught epidemic. Open slop epidemic. Yeah, apparently OpenAI is rushing towards an IPO. So if you wanna own some of that Open API stock, get your wallets ready. Start stacking some cash. Borrow checkers seem similar to pointers in complexity for what it's worth. I've never written a language that dealt too heavily with pointers. I mean, I guess Go would be the only one that really talks about pointers explicitly. C# we always talk about in terms of references or value types. Bro, lifetimes are just horrible. Don't get Neovim pilled. Go the opposite way. Get JetBrains pilled. Maximize the bloat. PogChamp. Let's see. Have been working in CX quality since to pay the bills. It's been 5 years now. Finished the Bachelor's of Aviation. Wow, that's cool. So you know all about aviation, planes. Do you have a pilot's license, Kale? That's pretty cool. Then started a master's of software development. Getting a dev job seems a bit away. You just stick with it, man. It's probably not as far away as you think. If you just keep applying and keep trying to interview, I have no doubt you can land one. If you're smart enough to get a bachelor's of aviation, you're probably more than capable of getting a job as a software developer. It's easy for me to remember until I try to use it, then it hits me for 5 minutes, and then same mistake. It's been 3 to 4 days for me where I am fighting a borrow checker for making to-do lists. I think everyone fights the borrow checker. I think it's like learning Rust involves you having to become friends with the borrow checker. WebStorm is shit, but IntelliJ, Rider are peak. I love Rider. Yeah, Rider's great. Have you ever thought about building games? I haven't. Game development just never really interested me personally. I know a lot of people get into programming because they want to build games, but it's never been my cup of tea. I think you forgot to take the code and coffee and chat with your. Oh, yep, you're right. That's hilarious. One sec. I'll fix it. I wrote a little bit of C. The memory management adds a lot of boilerplate code that I didn't understand how to use correctly. I've never written any C. Never written any C or any C++. Alright, I think that looks... I think that looks relatively okay. Okay, private. I pivoted, hurt my back in a car accident, so now I will fly, but not commercially. Well, that's still cool that you have a pilot's license. One of the engineers I work with has a pilot's license, and it was fun listening to him talk about, going through that process and learning to fly and all that type of stuff. I want to get into embedded systems for aerospace engineering, software and stuff. That would be cool. Yeah, Garmin is actually, their headquarters is located really close to where I live. And there's a ton of people that work there who are in embedded systems development. Um, I don't know if they do much with aerospace, but I think they have some government contracts, and obviously they do a lot of stuff in the fishing industry and the boating industry, right? Um, I'd like to learn. I don't know if I'd like to work professionally in embedded systems, but I would definitely like to learn more about kind of the world where software meets hardware.
Kelsey says, wow, this guy is so knowledgeable, such a smart guy.
I don't know about all that. Good morning, Huddy. Thanks for trying to gas me up. I love you. let's see, should contain e.message. The symbol, detailing the symbol that failed to parse. So e symbol result dot tokens? I don't know. I want to just make sure that it failed to parse because of the Falric, what's up? Hello, Steven. Hope that I showed up at a better time. Yeah, you're here. I got about an hour left of the stream. Yeah. So you're definitely here at a good time. I mean, anytime you show up's a good time. If you want complete control, write the binary. Let's say we use it on IoT devices at work where memory is limited. Very cool, very cool. All right, I need to figure out how to check to make sure that let's see, required missing argument for command set. .NET run. Huh. Wonder why it doesn't. What's the overload here? Oh, so you get it by name, get it by option. So there's no way to. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say should return command that requires key and value arguments. And so then I'll just say errors.should.have count 2. Oops, that's not what I'm doing. Okay, and then let's do fact public void when called it should return command. I think that's fine for now. And then I think I want to create a separate test for the actual command itself. So I'm going to do set command test. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm not gonna lie, Ubuntu sucks ass. All the packages are outdated as hell. Really? I've had good luck with Ubuntu. I'm using Ubuntu as the distro on all the servers that I run. But maybe I'm not doing the same thing that you guys are doing with Ubuntu. Maybe he just never updates his packages, then blames it on the operating system. I mean, that's one option. I do have unattended upgrades enabled on all my VPSs, and I get emails every morning saying the upgrade's completed and everything's happy. But I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something different than y'all are doing. I'm actually gonna do this. Var. Good morning, Zhang. What's up with you? Helium-3, baby. It's the future. What the hell is helium-3? Helium-3. A multi-window browser? Is that what we're talking about? This thing? Set command factory sus? Why is set command factory sus? CQS combined with getters and setters? No, it's not. It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. The repo that I'm working on, actually, if you're curious, the repo that I'm working on is over here. If you want to criticize the, if you want to critique or criticize the code. Code for reference. CQS is kind of anti-getter setter, so putting the two words together is yuck. Yeah, but you don't fully understand the context of what I'm working on. So set in this context doesn't mean a setter. But maybe go and read the code. Dota, you may be interested in mediator pattern if you're using commands. No. So this is a CLI. So I think you're completely out of touch with what I'm building. Commands in this context means commands like to a CLI application. Setters in this set in this context is a command in the CLI. So it has nothing to do with like programming terminology for like design patterns or accessors. Yeah. Yeah. So hello, Flygon Fiasco. Good to see you. All right, let's see when. I wonder what happens when we call this and there's no argument. Oh, I don't even know how to do this. Actually. So fact public async task. Let's see. Set when called without key, it should do something. I don't know what it should do. So if we call sut dot parse, and that gives you your invoke async. Bar result equals await. I don't know what should happen here. We say result dot should dot not be 0. But I don't know what's gonna happen. Hossy Bear, what do you make? I make lots of things. Whatever kind of stuff I'm interested in making, I guess. Sometimes it's websites, sometimes it's CLI tools, sometimes it's a desktop application to replace Notepad. It's all over the place. Bro makes anything? Yeah, bro makes anything. Bro makes whatever interests him at any given moment. Dota, this code is reasonably good. Take that as a compliment. Oh man, well thank you so much, Dota. It's kind of like saying, "Ah, I mean, you're not ugly." That's so funny. I mean, your code isn't totally shitty. It should return on 0. It's okay. My usual grade, I give code is somewhere between awful to terrible. That's totally fair, man. I was listening to the Prime Engine the other day, and he said everyone always thinks their code is good and everyone else's is shit, and that's just the way it works. Are you a TDDer? It looks like some London style in here. I don't know what London style is, but I aspire to be a TDDer, but I very rarely succeed at it. Usually, I end up writing the tests after the fact, but I do write tests. I like to have tests. They make me feel safe. But I don't know what London style is. London means using mocks. Yes, I like to use mocks. Yeah, especially for unit tests, I like to use mocks. I just like tests in general. I just like to have a suite of tests that provide me some level of psychological safety that I haven't completely fucked things up whenever I make changes. I don't know how developers develop in systems where they don't have tests. Detroit is the good stuff, but I think that means integration more likely means unit tests. I'm not sure how practical Kent Beck is with his TDD. Yeah, I like Kent Beck. I mean, I personally like the TDD movement. I think it just sometimes TDD is difficult to execute when you don't have a very well-defined system or well-defined behaviors for whatever you're building, and those accepted behaviors are open to changing a lot. I think it can be kind of difficult to work with. Um, I like integration tests too. I like writing unit tests, integration tests. I like to write whatever test feels like it gives me the most bang for my buck, with the least amount of effort. All right, so how do I pass in? I guess this would be key. Like that. And then if we do pass a particular key and value combination, when called with key and value, it should return okay. We also need to verify that mock secure config dot verify TDD is dope when you plan properly ahead. Yeah, I think there are certain contexts where it's just harder to use than others. You know? Oh, should be 0. I made a video about kind of how I think about when to use TDD and when not to use it on my YouTube channel. But in general, I just feel like it's very helpful whenever you have very well defined behaviors up front. But if you're still like exploring a problem space, trying to figure out how something works, then TDD can feel like a little bit of a hindrance to me. I think the vast majority of developers just don't know how to write tests in their given tool chain or their given ecosystem. I just think the vast majority of developers don't know how to write code that is testable, and they don't know how to actually then test that testable code. And so a lot of the times they write code that's not very testable, and then they are asked to write tests and they can't figure out how to do it. And so then they come up with all these intellectualized excuses and reasons why they shouldn't write tests. Like, tests are a waste of time, tests don't prove anything, tests don't help reduce bugs. It's a lot of excuse making to avoid actually having to learn the skill and do the work that I think a lot of developers don't find tests particularly interesting to write. They don't find them particularly engaging intellectually, so anything they can do to avoid the work, they will do. Yeah, I mean, I'm very biased about this. I believe in testing. I believe manual, automated, integration, unit. I think if you don't test your code, you're making it somebody else's problem, and oftentimes that's going to be your user. And I think that's a really shitty way for a profession to behave. Like, I don't know of any other profession in the world that builds stuff and then makes it somebody else's problem to figure out if it works. I think it's a really, really shitty attitude. All right, why isn't it working? In my opinion, tests make development easier. You execute the tests, if they pass, you know things do what they're supposed to, then you can refactor. Yeah, and at the very least, at the very, like I said, at the very least, they're not going to catch every bug, and they're not going to protect you against every mistake, but they do allow you to, I think, make changes more confidently than you could make if you didn't have them. It can make for some weird design structures, however, because you're kind of realizing a lot after the fact. That's fair. That's fair. TDD to me seems like another type of UML issue, trying to crystallize logic with a lot of assumptions without going into the code itself. I don't know. I feel like TDD is more useful and practical than a UML diagram, but that's just me. Again, I think testing is valuable. No one's going to ever convince me of otherwise. And a lot of people who argue that it's not, I think argue that because they're either lazy and they don't want to have to write tests, or they don't want to admit that they don't know how to write code that's testable, and they don't know how to write the tests to test that code. And so they try to come up with a lot of smart sounding reasons to avoid it. What's up, party people? Who's saying testing isn't valuable? Just generally. No one here said that, but I'm just saying generally the attitude that developers have towards testing and trying to get out of it, I think is pretty shitty. Like the whole idea that like you have a quality team and a development team, I think is crazy. Like a whole profession that outsources, like just this idea that like you build it and then you make it somebody else's problem to figure out that if it works or not, to me seems like a really weird thing. James, what's a test? I'll be right back. I'm gonna get another cup of coffee. what what's a test? Oh shit, did we start talking about Scrum? Scrum has entered the chat? No. We got TDD, we got Scrum. Here at Vibe Coding Industries, we let the AI do it. Love it. Love it. No, don't you guys know you're supposed to have AI write the code and review the code now? We are fully embracing machines that build machines. Now everybody's bitching about Claude code like turning to shit, I guess. That's the latest AI news. Claude code has encountered a regression. If it breaks, we rug pull. I've been nerding out on the open Claude guys. 450,000 commits in less than 1 year. My WH40K IRC client has a dope goodbye message. Rights of deactivation, Vox terminus, the channel is closed. What? What? Why? I don't understand what that message is. I guess I'm not plugged into the Warhammer 40K crowd, so I don't really understand that message. David, I don't know if it's regress, but token burn for improvements pretty I just know there's a lot of people bitching about Claude code around the internet right now, and I'm just happily continuing to code without Claude code. I am unimpacted by it. A lot of people are pretty fucked up about the whole a lot of people cannot stand to write code manually anymore. Like AI has ruined them. And I think it's absolutely wild. Auto completing our software, the promised future. Yes, the promised land, the paradise we are all led to believe exists. Huh. So why does it say that it wasn't called? Oh, probably because I'm not passing a... Now let's try again. Matthew, are in America? Yes, I live in America. I live in Kansas, if you know where Kansas is. I'm gonna go back to Neo then. When Claude Code went down yesterday, I just downloaded a local model, then read how the code works. Really? You read how code worked? You read the code, James? Are you kidding me? That's not how we do it in 2026. You are gonna get so left behind. You're supposed to have 10 terminals of AI agents running at all times. You never look at the code. You only care about the outcome. Your agents should be verifying each other. How dare you read the code? It's all Warhammer 40K themed. I feel like I'm researching more fitting text to be printed out than actually writing a client. Yeah, I'm not in that world, so I don't understand the relevance of any of it. I gotta say, I love the IRC protocol. It's so simple. I've never done anything with IRC. David Bailey, impossible. It's impossible. Who who can read and understand code? Who even does that anymore? Matthew, I tell people all the time if you read the IRS website topic 701 and 409, a married couple could make 1.4 mil every 4 years tax free, and if single, buy two. Matthew, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I do not take tax advice from random motherfuckers on the internet in YouTube chats. I would encourage everyone else to do the same. You'll never hit 40K commits in a year with that attitude. Oh my goodness, dude. Oh god, if I could only make 450,000 commits in a year. This whole obsession that everybody has with like commit and line maxing right now is so weird. Because for so long, we didn't use commits and we didn't, or actually, for a long time, everyone trashed the use of number of commits or number of lines written as terrible productivity metrics, and now everyone is obsessed with those metrics. It's a very weird, like, 180 that we've all done. Or at least I haven't done it, but the industry, I guess, more broadly. It's easy. Every character you add, you put in a separate commit. Yeah. Imagine that prompt to Claude. Please implement a solution to reversing a linked list. After typing every character, please commit your changes. After every token generated, please commit your changes. Alright, that looks good. Now let's do the git command factory test. Hey, I get it. I don't give individual advice. I tell people to read the government website and confront their own CPA or tax attorney. Matthew, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, Matthew. and, and and there's no way that somebody who makes $100,000 a year can read two website topics and all of a sudden make 1.4 million in 4 years. If you make $100,000 every year for 4 years, you have $400,000. I don't know how you turn $400,000 into 1.4 million. the the math doesn't the this is the dumb shit on the internet that people say. I got a decibel measuring device and we are trying to max it out. Any idea how to get 130 decibel sound? Come to Kansas City and go to a game at Arrowhead Stadium. Buy a jet. Yeah, or you can do that. Let's see. Loudest sound measured at Arrowhead Stadium. 142 decibels. September 29th, 2014. Yeah, so come to a Kansas City Chiefs game at Arrowhead Stadium. You'll be able to max it out. Copy entire directory every time, commit into separate branch, offshoot branch, span, spawn subagents, rinse, repeat. See, this is if you give an engineer a metric, they will find the easiest way to game that metric. Also, good morning, Bob Knoll. Good to see you. Someone should write a NeoVim plugin.
Did we just become best friends?
Donho, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate you. Someone should write a NeoVim plugin to commit every single change you do. Brain dead. Easy insider trading. Yeah, I wish I could participate in the insider trading that's currently going on in the United States. It's reached a whole new level of corruption. Okay, Johnny, I was thinking about buying a jet for the test, but wasn't sure. Now I know it's the only thing to do. Well, instead of buying a jet, you can buy a ticket on a jet, fly from where you are to Kansas City, Missouri, drive to Arrowhead, but you have to do this during football season and attend a football game there. Preferably a high stakes game or like a rivalry game. And you'll be able to max out your decimal meter, no problem. Ansible the Claude workflows. Bro. I've become so jaded with like just the developer community, I like all the AI shit, all the open source drama. The level of shittiness that currently is existing is just it's a little bit too much for me at the moment. Insider trade. I keep seeing the advertisement for the Nancy Pelosi copy trade. Yes, I've seen those advertisements as well. Did you guys see the report about Pete Hegseth trying to make an investment into I think it was a defense, it was like an ETF of a bunch of defense contractors prior to the war in Iran, but and he was trying to make the investment through his broker into a it was a Morgan Stanley ETF or a Morgan Stanley index fund, but they couldn't get the trade done because the I can't remember if it was he's a Morgan Stanley client, and the fund they were trying to invest in wasn't open to Morgan Stanley clients, or if it was a Morgan Stanley fund that wasn't open to outside clients. I can't remember exactly the situation, but yeah, the level of just like corrupt market manipulation and war profiteering and insider trading that's currently happening right now in Washington D.C. is just on a whole another level. Oh, that's what it was. It was BlackRock. So he's a Morgan Stanley client, and he was trying to purchase a BlackRock fund, but the fund wasn't open to him or the bank that he banks with. Drain the swamp, as they say. Yeah, I know what. I wish someone would drain the swamp, but it's never gonna happen. Yeah, he's super. Yeah, they're all scumbags. They're all scumbags. I mean, the fact of the matter though is like if you're a human being who believes you should be in charge of other human beings, you're probably kind of a shitty person that we should be suspicious of, anyways, right? Like, if you believe you know so much that you need to tell other people how to live their life, and you believe so confidently and you're so convicted that you know what you're doing that you're willing to send other people to fight and die on your behalf, we probably should be a little suspicious of you as a human being. David, always do futures because SEC doesn't prosecute those insider trades. I did not know that, if that's a real thing. If you're insider trading. I'm not insider trading. I would love to be a part of the club. You know, I'd love to make a few $1,000,000 and then get the hell out. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be an option for me. Justin, this brings me back to one of our first combos, American assimilation. We should all just be corrupt now. I mean, essentially, that's essentially the message that you're sending to people is like the way to get ahead in life is not through hard work and dignity and doing the right thing. The way to get ahead in life is to push others down and cheat, lie, steal, do whatever is necessary to advance yourself. That's basically shit. That seems to be the president's whole MO. If you look at his career, professionally or personally. David Bailey, come on! Didn't George Washington found Halliburton? What? Okay, but today I heard the most outrageous conspiracy theory ever. Someone said that when they take blood tests, they measure the sin in your blood. Safe to say I've got no blood in my veins, apparently. I don't I don't think they're making I don't think they're measuring the sin in your blood. That is the most outrageous conspiracy theory. People come up with crazy shit on the internet, man. Absolutely crazy shit. How to get ahead in life is to make a Visual Studio Code fork or rug pull. The fact that a Visual Studio Code fork has become a viable business model is kind of next level. No, officer. I said I was insider trading. I wasn't insider trading. I was inside trading. Yeah, it's a very wild time. That's all I have to say. I really miss precedented times. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think about any of it, you know? I'm just completely flabbergasted every day. Interviewing candidates this week. Wish me luck, y'all. Well, I'd love to hear how that goes. I'm curious. What do you have planned for them? Don't eat tacos and type kids. The fact that you can say forward slash, and it gives you everything after forward slash is so useful. What are we talking about? Hold on. After using Gleam a little, I really wish every language had the same level of pattern matching. Huh. Yeah, I've never used Gleam before or seen any Gleam code really. Visual Studio Code in a Docker container server since 2020. HR made me give bland coding tests. Well, at least you're not making them code with AI. As the online coding assessment because the process has to be the same for all candidates. So it strips away the individuality aspect of it, but that's for government compliance reasons, not org I work for reasons. Yeah. Well, that's fine. I mean, that's I totally get it. Yeah, you gotta be compliant. Will there be like a conversation though aspect to it too? Like before or after the online coding assessment? At some point will you have like actual just sit and talk and answer questions type interviews? Gleam.run, it's the language without loops. Huh. Yeah, I've never seen this before. I like their mascot, the little pink purple star thing. It kind of has like a Go feel to it. Huh. Yeah, interesting. It doesn't have loops, huh? Why doesn't it have loops? Gleam doesn't have loops. Instead, iteration is done through recursion. That's not the language for me then. I hate recursion. I find it so difficult to reason about. NASA would never let anyone use Gleam then. NASA doesn't allow people to use recursion, I think, in their code. They have like a strict no recursion policy. Recursion is unsafe. I think it's just like a foot gun, right? I was reading my Claude code report and it thinks I'm a software engineer. Well, that's wonderful. I mean, if Claude thinks I guarantee you, Claude would gas you up to believe you're whatever you wanted it to gas you up to.
I'd like to say something.
Hilo.
Hello. How are you, Blackfire? Good morning. Good to see you. Isn't Gleam like simplified Rust on Beam? I actually don't know. I've never heard of Gleam before. Justin, sorry, I didn't make that clear. That's the first step. Coding assessment is one of the last things we do as more of a formality. Oh, that's nice. That's super nice, Justin. I like that. I like that the coding assessment comes at the end rather than the first thing. Just to make sure we aren't getting any silver-tongued liars. No, I like that actually. I think that makes a lot more sense. I'd much rather like to have a conversation with people and figure out if I like the people before I'm asked to put forth effort towards something that's code related. It seems like most companies do it the other way. They like make you take the code assessment before they'll sit down and talk to you. See, NASA's code rules are all about eliminating as many possibilities for error. I read the rules. I think there's only 10. Yeah, but which is interesting to me because people say they like to use recursion because it guarantees correctness or makes it more likely to have correct code. But yet, NASA doesn't allow it because of the possibility for errors. And maybe that's confusing to me just because I don't build systems in those same contexts, and so I don't totally understand the constraints that they're working with. Justin, yeah, because we can teach people how to dev. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. I like that approach. Can't teach someone to be chill as fuck. No, you cannot. You cannot teach someone to have good values and to be a hard worker and to have all the kind of like intangible personality traits that you want in a coworker. Those things you can't hope for those things to change over time, you know. You're basically going to get who you get, and that's it, you know. Did you know most people's interpretations of Schrodinger's cat is wrong? So what's wrong with most people's interpretation, Blackfire? What's wrong about it? James, on my LinkedIn, I'm gonna put Vibe Engineer. I bet if you update your title on LinkedIn to either Vibe Coding Engineer or AI Engineer, I bet you get contacted by, you see like an increase of recruiter contacts by like 10x. No recursion, no possibility for runaway loops, and they have rules for their for loops to keep them constrained. Interesting. Very interesting. Just Steven, you're going pretty late today now? Yeah, I need to wrap up actually. 7:30. I was planning to hop off at 7:30. Just using your own stack is much better. That's typically how I would do it. Is I would just do it in an imperative or procedural way with a stack. But I understand some people find recursion to be very elegant and very nice to read. I find it difficult to reason about personally. I feel like other people find it difficult to reason about. Like if I write something in a recursive manner, then ask somebody else to review it, I always feel like it's harder for them to understand what I'm doing. I was waiting for Blackfire to explain why I don't understand Schrodinger's cat correctly. because I was very interested by that. I think it's to do with people saying that the cat is both alive and dead at the same time, but quantum physics, especially quantum Bayesian, says that it's just that the probability of the cat being alive or dead is 50-50, and we don't have enough info on the cat to know otherwise. No, well, I thought Schrodinger's cat was designed to try to illustrate the problem of uh right, the same way that light is both a wave, right, and a, why am I blanking on this? Basically to illustrate the fact that like there are multiple states to a thing, and it's not until you observe the thing does the state become realized. Sorry, Steven, I'm going to have to mute you. I'm playing R6 and this is my plat game. Well, good luck. You can mute me whenever you'd like, man. And you don't have to apologize for it. Schrodinger's cat is a critique of superposition. Yeah. It's a quantum superstate, both alive and dead until we check. Yeah. That's how I understood it, but maybe I misunderstand. Schrodinger's cat is an illustration of superposition, and certain interpretations of quantum mechanics does say that the cat is alive and dead until observed. That's how I had always understood it. I feel like that's also how it was taught to me in college. Um, I took a course called physical chemistry where we talked about that quite a bit. There are about a gazillion interpretations of quantum because nobody understands quantum physics. Well, I've never taken a course on quantum physics, so I would be a total noob. But that's how I guess as a relatively educated lay person, that's how I always understood it, was the superposition illustration. It wasn't to communicate the idea, but to say how it was a silly idea. That's the miscommunication people have on it. They think it was to explain it. I mean, it is sort of, but it is sort of to explain it. Right. It's supposed to be a very absurd, illustrative way to try to help people wrap their minds around what people are saying about superimposition. Tells you it's the gnomes. What? I'm confused. All right. Well, I was waiting to hear what the story is there, so now I must return to my real life and leave my YouTube life behind. It illustrates a qubit. Huh. Well, that's gonna do it for me. Y'all broke my brain with your discussions of quantum physics. Domgo. Ironically, yeah, now it's used to explain it. Huh. Why possibly unalive a poor kitty, though? Just put an egg into a box and drop it. It's now the Schrodinger's egg. Much nicer than a dead kitty. I feel you, Kajani. I feel you. That's yeah. Let's put something else in the box. Okay, I'll have a good evening, morning. Well, you have a good evening, and I'll have a good morning. How about that? Thanks for being a member, Kale. Appreciate you. All right, guys. If you're new here and you want to come back and hang out in the future and watch somebody slowly code.
I'd like to say something.
What is a life? What is real? I only know the computer. Computer is my life.
Computer is life. That makes me think of, if any of you guys have seen Ted Lasso, there's a scene in there where the guy runs around and yells, "Football is life." Dude, we need to make that. We need to turn that into a shirt, don't we? Computer is life.
I like to say something.
Put two cats in.
Oh, I'm not a big cat fan myself either, but
The new kid. Wasn't Danny what?
Rojas.
Rojas, yeah.
Makes me think of this.
Danny Rojas, Rojas, Danny Rojas, Rojas, Danny Rojas. Hey, hello, coaches. Thank you for the opportunity.
You are a spirited fella, Danny.
Is he any good?
Well, no one's really seen him play.
That's okay. No, because once Jamie sees someone else playing his position, man, it's gonna hurt his soul.
Go on out there and get the striker spot for us, okay?
Yes. Just like back in Guadalajara. You say it, I do it, coach. Football is life.
Football is life. That's what that makes me think of. Football is life. We turn that into a t-shirt. Computer is life. I don't like cats other than Capuchin. Yeah, I'm not a big cat guy. Because when do we get Steven merch? I have a store that I've been putting t-shirts on slowly over time as I make them. They're more just shirts for myself, but maybe that's when I add computer is life. Have you seen Vice Principals? I love Vice Principals, man. I love that show. One of my favorite shows. We Just Folk. That's right. We Just Folk. Yeah, I love Vice Principals. Such a good show. Hilarious show.
I like to say something.
We are so good at distracting you before you have to leave.
Yeah, you guys are. Yeah, particularly so. I was gonna find. Let's see. We can just watch funny Vice Principal clips. How about that?
Just remember one thing. It's all about the students. It's not about you two.
That's very wise. I get it. I mean, it might take a little while for it to sink in with this one here, but I hear you loud and clear. It's a Gamby promise.
Go to hell, Gamby.
You're making me go to hell, Lee.
Enough.
I like to say something.
Hail, spirit of the machine, essence divine. In your code and circuitry, the stars align. By the Omnissiah's will, we commune and bind. With sacred oils and chants, your grace we find.
Oh my goodness, what a prayer.
You
What a prayer.
fuck off.
No, I will not.
Fuck off.
You fuck yourself off. You like it so much.
Fuck you.
Just say the goddamn pledge.
You fuck yourself off. Fuck you.
Ray, nobody asked you to chime in. And it's not even official yet, so don't go like running your mouth all over town like you always do. Be a little gossip, a little hen. Who are these people?
This is my wife, Christine, Gamby.
The thirsty woman who resembles a bowl of shit rice as her mommy child.
Janelle? Hale?
I look forward to our next conversation where we get to review. Oh my God. I can see the edge of her fucking spine. Look at that. That ass. Look. I bet when she gets up here, she smells.
I love that show. Eastbound and Down's pretty funny too. If you've never seen Eastbound and Down or Vice Principals, you need to go watch it.
Quantum Bayesianism, also known as cubism, is an interpretation of quantum mechanics that emphasizes the role of the observer's beliefs and experiences in understanding quantum states. It views quantum probabilities as subjective, reflecting an agent's knowledge rather than objective features of reality. Cubist interpretation of quantum. The soul of the machine God surrounds thee. The power of the machine God.
I love these texts
thee.
of speech. We
The
have
hate of the machine
made
God
up
drives
prayers
thee.
about
The
fake
machine God
fake
endows thee with
gods
life. Live.
and explanations of quantum physics. All right, I'm really gonna go now. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. If you're new here and you want to come back and hang out in the future, I'll drop my schedule in the chat there. If you want to hang out outside the stream, you can join our Discord.
I like to say something.
The gnomes rule it all. Beware of the gnomes.
I'll see you guys. Okay, bye. See you guys. Have a good day.